The new Taycan has a number of different ways in which you can adjust the suspension. To adjust the suspension, go to Vehicle. You can adjust Chassis, which is going to adjust the stiffness that you feel, or the Level, which changes the ride height of the vehicle. Let's select Chassis. Here you can see there are 3 different modes in which you can choose. Normal, Sport for a little bit firmer feel, and Sport Plus for on-track driving. As you can see here, some modes will change the level of the vehicle based on what you select on this screen. Let's move on to the level of the vehicle. We are currently sitting in low because we selected Sport Plus for our chassis. If you would like for the vehicle to be just a little bit higher, you can select Lowered. Now you can see the air suspension adjusting here in the instrument cluster. This will blink until you've reached the desired height. Now we'll go back to normal. You can also use the lift function as well. The lift function is great for when you're driving down the road and there's some sort of obstacle that you have to get through, or a steep driveway, or a steep entrance to a business. You can select Lift. And as you can see here, we have what's called Smart Lift. This allows you to, every time you come back to that location, it will be GPS recognized and the car will lift automatically at that location. Here you can see we can save the Smart Lift or discard depending on your choice. Now you can also adjust your suspension settings here on the instrument cluster. You can see the very top button here is going to be your PASM, or Porsche Active Suspension Management. You can select it, and as you can see here, I've gone back to normal. Second button push will go to Sport, and third button push will go to Sport Plus. Your second button here on the instrument cluster for air suspension will take it straight to lift on its first push, and then it will return to whatever level you have selected on the second push. So for the first push, we'll go to lift. Let's select it again. As you can see, it is setting us back to low. You can also adjust your suspension settings using the drive mode wheel. Currently, you can see we're in normal mode. It's normal chassis stiffness and also a normal ride height. If I change this to Sport, you'll notice that the level stays in normal, but the chassis is set to Sport. This is for just a little bit of a stiffer feel. If we move to Sport Plus, you'll notice that the level changes to low. The chassis goes to its stiffest setting in Sport Plus to match the drive mode. Now there's also range mode, and range mode will be set to normal level.
There's something else that's very interesting with the new Taycan in regards to drive modes, and that's the ability to save your own custom settings for every drive mode except for normal. Here we've got Sport mode. Now say for instance, I want the chassis to be just a little bit stiffer, the dampening be a little bit stiffer. I can select Sport Plus here, and then I can go back here and select the check mark, and now Drive Mode Sport has been saved individually. You can also return back to factory settings by selecting this icon. Drive Mode Sport has been reset to the factory setting.
You can now set up and adjust all the suspension settings in your new Taycan.